Hi, welcome to Module 3. Are you ready to take everything you've been learning and practicing to a new level? Let's do it. As I explained in the intro, before we can move on to building something new, we have to make space for it by getting rid of the old patterns that don't serve us. We have to bring the brain and body back to balance. You've been breathing and resting and meditating, and all those things help you immensely to calm down. Keep doing that. Don't give up. Don't skip a day. You've also learned how our dopamine systems are out of balance because we engage in too many behaviors that give us instant gratifications but don't help us in the long run. Alcohol, junk food, porn, gambling, social media, they are all just distractions that keep us stuck. The dopamine spikes we get when we engage in those behaviors mess up with the reward system in our brain and gets us hooked. If you have been doing all the exercise in the app, hopefully by now you feel calmer and more regulated, more able to notice your patterns and the quick fixes you turn to get a dopamine hit. So the time has come to break out of the loop. We're going to embark on a dopamine detox. A dopamine detox will help you reduce those dopamine spikes that give you instant gratifications and cause imbalances in your brain. And we'll do that by stopping or reducing the frequency of the behaviors that cause them. But before we move on, let me remind you now that dopamine is not the enemy. In fact, we absolutely need it to be healthy. It's not really dopamine we're cutting out here, but the behaviors that make you release too much dopamine too quickly and with little effort. That's the problem, and that's what this detox is about. This is a neuroscience-backed approach to break the instant gratification cycle. The same way a person with a substance abuse problem would stay away from, say, alcohol, drugs during the next 3 or 4 weeks, you're going to cut out or greatly reduce the activities that produce a dopamine rush. This will help you reset your brain's reward system and regain impulse control. It will help you bypass the constant need for sensory stimulation that's overloading your brain. It will be like giving your brain a vacation. And just like it happens when you take a vacation, you will feel renewed with more energy and a clear head. So, let's get to it. Step 1. Recognize what your quick fixes are. You already did this in Module 2. What do you do automatically to get instant gratification? How are you numbing your difficult emotions? Pay attention and start to notice the patterns. For example, every time I'm bored, I get into social media. Or when I'm anxious, I crave chocolate or cookies, etc. Acknowledging your triggers and distractions is the first step to break free. Is it your phone? The innocent glass of wine you have every night to wind down? Is it masturbation? Watching Netflix until you pass out on the couch? Or online shopping? Junk food? Take a good look at those habits, when they happen and what triggers them. Don't judge them or you. Don't push them away, just notice. There might be uncomfortable feelings, and that's okay. Just sit with them. They will go away. Then, once the wave of emotion passes, go for a walk, exercise, dance, do something to shake that out of your body. Step 2. Determine your detox goals. This is something you also already did in Module 2. What would you like to change? What do you want to get out of this? Maybe you like to get more motivation back, or break an addiction to sugar, or just stop wasting away your money. How about having more time, focus, willpower, and more energy to work on your dream life? When you go for your quick fixes, motivation and willpower disappear. Wouldn't it be nice to have them back? Write it down. It's easy to stay on the path if you know where you're going. Step 3. The detox. Now the time has come for you to do the actual work. You're going to start cutting out the triggers. The work is extremely simple, but definitely not easy. And it comes down to this. When you feel like you're going for a quick fix, don't. When you feel like scrolling on Instagram, put your phone away. When you feel like drinking a glass of wine on a Tuesday, make a cup of tea instead. When you feel anxiety creeping in and you reach for the cookie, stop. You get the picture? Yes, it's tough. It's not going to be easy. Detoxing will mean going against habits that have become unconscious and automatic. Ideally, I suggest you cut the triggers altogether. Delete Instagram from your phone, don't buy the wine or the cookies, log out of Netflix, etc. But I know it can be hard to go cold turkey. It can stir up a lot of difficult emotions, and sometimes it's not even possible. For example, you might really need to use your phone for work, and we all use the internet, where distractions are just one click away. So, another option is to limit your use and exposure. For example, you can commit to only eating sugar or drinking alcohol on the weekends, and maybe even just one day off the weekend, or to not look at your phone for 2 hours before bed. Whether you go all the way or limit your consumption, that's a choice that will depend on your goals and needs. If you choose to limit, make sure you're detoxing at least 80% of the time, more if possible. Do this for 21 to 30 days and see how you feel. When we detox from these maladaptive behaviors, we start to feel more energized and focused. Our willpower comes back and we have more discipline because our mind is not distracted with easy fixes. This allows you to concentrate on your goals and start building a life that's aligned with them. One last thing. Don't do this if you have serious substance addiction or mental health disorder or any other condition that may put you at risk if you deprive yourself fully. Always check with a healthcare provider first. Step 4. Introduce beneficial activities. Our dopamine systems get out of whack when we get too much pleasure or rewards with very little effort. But dopamine effect is great for motivation and for taking action. It just needs to be released in more healthy ways that don't cause spikes and overload the brain's pathways. Try practicing things like meditation, breathwork, mind rest, and yingbility. Exercise. Go for a walk in nature, get some sunlight, listen to uplifting music, and prioritize positive social interactions. All these activities trigger the release of dopamine, but in a more healthy, balanced way that matches the effort with the reward. Step 5. Reflect on your experiences. Notice the changes that come with a detox. How do you feel? Usually people start to feel less anxious and irritated almost immediately. They feel they have more energy and clarity. They feel calmer. Whatever you're feeling and noticing, write it down so you don't forget. Create a detox journal if you want. 6. Increase your detox time. After 30 days of detoxing, you will likely feel a lot better. So why not keep going? Habits take consistent practice to become hardwired in your brain. So don't stop. Gradually increase your detox time to 60 days to solidify the new habits. Then 90 days, and so on. Setting smaller goals like this will make it easier for you to keep going. You just keep moving the goalpost. Soon you won't even need to remind yourself of that. Those healthy habits will simply become part of who you are.